hello to anyone who's here already, and hello to anyone who's lurking. Just had to go get my Coca-Cola, my little beverage of choice for this evening. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Saturday night. This is a personal thing I was working on for fun, so I figure until people file in and we figure out what the move is for this evening, because I didn't have a real solid plan. It is fall, but today it was 85 degrees in Chicago, so I'm not feeling the autumn vibes so far this year. I don't know. The Coke, who are you drawing? This is an Aisha, I don't know how it's pronounced, Neopets. I always pronounced it Aisha as a kid, but I think it's Aisha. It's a Neopet. And I have one on the fan-made site Grundos Cafe that I play, which is like old school Neopets. And I'm drawing one they started the beauty contest on Grundos Cafe, which is where you can submit art of your pets and people vote on them, and if they win, they get a nice little trophy on their profile. So I was working on this before stream and thought I'd use it as a warm-up if we couldn't figure out what to do. I may or may not work on this, but I just have it on screen just because I didn't realize people would be in here right away because it's Saturday, so the spooky worked. I'm really glad to hear that. Are we doing hybrids today? Oh, that reminds me, yes. Let's do some food animal hybrids, because we did last week for anybody who wasn't here. Or was it last week? Yeah, it was. Time doesn't exist. But last week, in honor of my niece, her birthday, we did ocean themed stuff here on this one here, all a bunch of ocean themed characters and fun. And then we also did her request, which was a manta ray with different shapes on it, squares and circles and triangles and stuff like that. So I did that and made it look kind of like a funfetti cake, hence the name Funfetti Pancake. So I thought it might be fun, and I think a few people agreed that food animal hybrids would be the move. I don't have any wheels set up, so for this week anyway, let's just shout out some ideas in the chat. We'll write some and then see what people think. Let's do 3 foods and 3 animals. Foods, animals, and then we'll have the chat yell at me to decide this week, since I did not prepare a wheel or 2 wheels. A birthday cake frog. Okay, let's add those to the list. Birthday cake. That is a weird looking K, but I know what it means. Frog. Let's see. Zebra cake zebra. Oh, that's so cute. These are all actually good ideas right out of the gate. Maybe I don't need to yell at chat for ideas, because both of these ideas, birthday cake frog and zebra cake zebra, I wrote zebra cake zebra in the food, whatever. Those are good ideas, but you know what? Let's stick with this cake thing. I like this. Monster hybrids for October. Yeah, we're almost in October. It is not fall weather here. I don't know about where you're all at, but it is not autumn weather outside. It's horrible hot today. Plant animal hybrids another week. Yeah, let's do cake, since we were thinking the wavelength of funfetti cake, funfetti pancake. Let's do these 2. I think these are 2 really. We don't even need to. Oh, chinchilla ice cream, raccoon maple syrup. Okay, leafy. Let's see. Okay, you already have an idea, so let's do chinchilla ice cream. I can see a chinchilla doing like a dust bath in like a ice cream bowl. Chinchilla ice cream. Okay, we're going to put these ideas up in the corner so I don't forget. These are great ideas right out of the gate, everyone. Good job. I didn't even need to, like, ask for a bunch of ideas and mix them, like, zebra cake, zebra, birthday cake, frog, chinchilla taking a little dust bath in, like, a ice cream, one of those sundae bowls, you know, the glass ones. I think that'd be really cute with, like, frosting and sprinkles flying everywhere as it rolls around. That's a cute idea. Okay, love that. Let's do a different background color so my face doesn't look as scary. Look at that lighting. Look at how much better it looks. Scary, not scary. That's better. We'll do a nice warm tone too, because I think the cake colors will look better on a warm neutral background. So let's warm it up a smidge. I'm all about the warm tones this year. I don't know what it is. Alright, we'll do it in order of when they were requested. So we'll work on birthday cake frog and then zebra cake zebra chinchilla ice cream. I think this will be a good trio of desserts. I can't believe it's gonna be. I'm still not over the weather. It was like 85 today. It's gonna be in the low 80s, high 70s for the next like 2 weeks. It's not right. It's not right. There's a cool channel that makes videos explaining foodimals, food animals, and how to cook with them. The foodimal don't get hurt when you're cooking. Interesting. I've seen ones where the Pokemon do get hurt, like how to cook different Pokemon. I still think they're pretty cool ideas. Plotting to go to Field of Screams this year. Is that like a full-on haunted house thing, or is it like a themed, like a Halloween themed theme park, like how different theme parks will do like Fright Fest or Halloween Horror Nights? Is the school term 3 holidays for me, and you get 2 weeks off? Nice. All right, let me just move my pencil around. I have not drawn today. I spent most of today making a list of things I had to draw for clients and then just not doing it. So that's my work for after this stream and tomorrow. I do work on the weekends because I take days randomly off in the middle of the week to do nothing. What did I do this week that was exciting? I went to a random meetup thing with whatever. I'll ramble about it in a minute. Let me get my bearings here so I'm not just looking at a blank canvas. Oh, it's like 4 to 5 haunted houses. Sick. That sounds awesome. I want to go. What sort of frog are we thinking for a birthday cake frog? Because I have a pretty good idea in my mind of what I want the birthday cake to look like. I like these retro cakes with like the cherries on them that people are really into lately, with the like tufts of whipped cream with the cherries. I think that's a really cute birthday cake. Retro cakes. Cherry. So let's pull up that ref. Perfect. That's exact. The little pink cake with the cherries. That screams birthday cake to me, with like a big fat candle in the middle of it. And then for the froggy, a chubby frog. Yeah, of course. You sure about what? Wanting to go to the... I love haunted house. I love getting scared. I love getting absolutely terrified by like a 15-year-old in a Scream mask with a strobe light. It's awesome. Chubby frogs. I'm literally just Googling chubby frogs to see... Oh, banded bullfrog. Is that the one with the little teeny tiny mouth? Let's see. Chubby frog for sale. Reptiles for sale. I am not in need of purchasing a... Okay, show me Google Images. Show me the chubby frogs. Oh, this little albino one. That's like cake colored. Isn't he cute? Is it literally just called chubby frog? Is that the species? It's a horned frog, is what this search result says. But he's very round, and he's very pale, and he looks vaguely cake colored. So I like this little guy. I think we're gonna rock with him. Albino chubby frog. Okay, that's cute. He's a little cutie pie. Okay, we'll go with him. He's even got kind of a cherry colored, like the red eye. Perfect. I think that'll match. I think we might do some rough color on these. The frog's tongue is a candlestick. Oh, that's cute. We could do that, or a really long party horn, like the one we did with Funfetti Pancake, but it's like it's his actual tongue sticking out. That might be kind of cute. All right, well, let me get to sketching. This tablet just turned off because I was staring at chubby albino frog for too long. So let me just sketch what I'm looking at, and then I'll figure out the cake of it all and the frog of it all and how to combine them. Let me just sketch out this. It's a very round, chubby body. Rotund. And he's got the red eye right here. His other eye over here. His snout is a lot smaller than when I first sketched it. It's like, comes to here. Like that. And I think the eye is a little bit more into the... I might have exaggerated the size of the body a little bit. I'm like, what am I actually seeing versus what I want to see, you know? I want him to be very rotund. And his little mouth is very small compared to the rest of him. Something like this. That looks like a chameleon head to me. Why is it not giving frog? Let's start again. I didn't warm up before the stream. You can tell when I don't warm up because it takes me a little bit to get cooking. All right, let me see. It's kind of like a lemon shape if I squint. The whole thing is like a fat little lemon. Like that. His little snout's like here. Mouth here. eye. The head kind of ends like here, and then the body, it's like a fat little lemon. Even this doesn't look quite right, but it's closer. It's closer. But I'm thinking he could have like a long tongue out. He's got chubby arms, leggies, whatever, frog legs. Like this. I kind of want to make the eyes bigger. Sorry if I'm not reading chat. I'm in the frog zone here. I've entered the frog zone. Locked in on chubby frog. We'll make the joints extra round and chubby. No points on them at all. Kind of like the frog in Lilo and Stitch, I think, is the inspo for this chubby frog. I'll go look up ref of that in a minute, but just trying to figure out the shape of this fella. He's got a foot back here, and his knee is very thick. His leggy back here is very round and thick. His little frog butt disappears behind there. And he's got a couple little bumps on him, but I think we're going to hide... Most of this is going to be cake, right? Like, this back is kind of irrelevant. Let me just move him over here. That's kind of the idea. It's a fat lemon shape with red eyes. Let's see. Should Foodimal have genders? That's up to you guys. I don't think it matters. Let's see. I feel like the top is flat and the bottom is round. Please don't let this be Salami 1.0 situation again. Yeah, this is not the final drawing. This is just me figuring out... This is like me figuring out the ref because I haven't drawn much today. At all, really. It just looks like a normal frog. No, don't worry. This is not even a Salami 1.0. This is just like a quick study to figure out the frog. Okay. Now let's think. If we combine... I want the bottom of it to be flat because it's like if he's really heavy and his weight's pushing down on the surface, it's going to flatten out like this, right? It's going to be like that. And let me think of the birthday cake shape. Maybe it's like a lopsided cake. Because he's a little bit... The lemon body like has a slope to it. So maybe it's like an imperfect birthday cake. Something like that. And where would his head stick out? Like here? Is he just covered in cake? I want it to look like a real hybrid. Tricky. Ooh, this is on the same layer. We don't want that. Let's just cut that. New layer. Let's think. A normal cake with frog features. Yeah, let's design the cake and make it squishy at the bottom. Get the cake shape in here. It's got a real squishy thing going on here. What should we name him? It's a good question. If we put his little face down here, and we'll simplify it. So we'll make sure the eye is cute. This one you won't even be able to see. It's like hidden by the eyelid. And we could have him eating like a fly made of sprinkles or something. Or a cherry fly or something. Or just have him sticking his tongue out. His little party blower tongue. Doot. There could be a fly here, or there could be nothing. I think that's fine. And I think this all being cake / frog body is okay. And then we have the frosting that goes down like here. Like that. The cake should be smaller. Yeah, it looks a little heavy on him. Let's bring it down and tighten it up a little bit. It'll be as wide as his body, but not super tall. And then we can get some of that frosting dripping onto his face too, which I think is kind of cute. Maybe something like this. It is kind of a cake with frog features, but I think making it less tall helps with the proportion situation. And then in my mind, there's like tufts of whipped cream with like cherries. And there'll be a big old candle in the middle. Make it comedically big, even though a birthday candle would probably be a lot thinner, but I want it to stand out because I want this nice glow, and then some of that glow will hit the cherries. It's kind of like that cake at the end of Mario 64 that Peach makes. I think the little whipped cream puffs will look cute too. Might even bring it down lower, so it's almost just like a cake on a frog's back. I could even curve the cake so it's more like frog back shaped, and then he's just extra chubby instead of it looking like somebody put a cake on a frog, you know? I guess it kind of does look like that still, but I hope you know what I'm saying. He just has naturally occurring frosting and cherries and candles. I mean, Pokemon have that going on too, where they just are like half food, half Pokemon. That happens. I'll read the feedback here, and I can see the chat going out of the corner of my eye, but I haven't read it in a second. One moment. Alright, let's see. We need sprinkles. It needs to be more square. Yeah, you think so? Ooh, maybe we make him like a big rounded rectangle, because I love that shape. We know how much I love a rounded rectangle. Then we get the squishiness of the cake and the fatness of the frog, but a little more structure and a little more cake integrity. What do we think? Like a nice rounded rectangle shape. And then this part can be curved, like the front of it. It's almost like, you guys ever go to the art museum or like some illustrations of food or whatever, and the table will be at a weird angle and the cake is like flat on top and the plate is like a perfect and then the top of the cake is like this. I love this in retro illustrations and paintings where like the perspective's kind of weird and the top is flat but the middle's curved. That's what it kind of reminds me of. I don't know, I just went to the art museum not long ago and I kept noticing that in some of the paintings and I really liked it. I feel like you're the only one talking right now. That's cool. I could talk to myself also, so it's no big deal. Some people like to lurk, some people don't have much to add and they just want to listen. It's all good. I'm not judging regardless. I'm having fun. Either way. I think the cherry should be slightly heart-shaped because I think that's cute. Okay. And then now to work this chubby little frog leg in. And then we gotta work sprinkles into this too. So let's get this fat little frog leg in. Really squishy toes. Chubby leg. Very chubby. And even the belly of it's gonna be a little lower and flatter to the ground. Like that. And then his other arm, leg will be here. With fat little toes. Need 3 toes showing. Just need like 1 here. Let me redo the foot. Don't like the foot. Let's flatten this out. Like, I feel like all this should be on 1 level to make him look extra flat at the bottom, because then it makes him look extra heavy. So maybe we kick this back leg out a little bit. Like, it's almost sticking out. Like, you ever see like a wiener dog and their belly's dragging on the ground and their legs almost aren't long enough? It's kind of like that. Like the legs are barely functioning as legs. Which is sad when it's a real dog, but for a cartoon dog, it's very funny. For a cartoon animal, it's very silly and cute. Make this toe a little longer back here and squishier. Guy needs sprinkles. Yeah, anyone have any name suggestions? We can hide this rough here. Let's do some sprinkles on him too, while I'm thinking about it, since you mentioned it. A couple sprinkles up the side. We'll make them big so you can see them. Even though sprinkles would be a lot smaller. Maybe I'll make them a little smaller. I just don't want to do like, you know, a bunch of teeny weeny ones like that. But let's do, I think that's a good size. Something like that. So I want them to be visible from a distance. They're like falling down the frosting. I like that. We'll give him a little separate belly color just to add a little dimension to the bottom here. We'll have him with his little, his whatever this is called, throat bulging. Just because I think it's cute and very froggy. like how his arm connects to the body. Make that extra chunky right here. Oh, that looks a little messy, this whole region right here. Let's think about it again. Let me look up Lilo and Stitch frog. That's what I need. Lilo and Stitch frog. Needs to be a 2-word name. Pudge Sprinkles. Sprinkles Pudge. The frog from Lilo and Stitch is so cute. Is that his name too? Is Pudge? The Lilo and Stitch one? He's so stinking cute. I love him. Oh, I want to imitate the front leg. It's almost like a gorilla leg, how it's like this big... it's like heavier at the bottom. So like this part of the arm isn't as big, but then it's big and chunky at the front. Oh, I love that. And it's like real bulbous right here. And then his little toes are just like a tiny little addition at the bottom, almost. I love that. I'm stealing right from... Look at how cute. And I'll imitate the tiny toes on the back. And his toes on the back on the Lilo and Stitch frog are pretty long, actually. These are a good compromise, somewhere between super long and super stumpy and squishy. I think that's about right. Look how cute his little forearm, his little arm is. I love him. I'm going to shamelessly copy and paste the same leg here, and then erase it. What a delight he is to look at already. What a treat. I feel like his back legs should be pushed out a little bit further, like tilted further this way. And made a little stumpier. Like that. I think that works a little better. His little cake, chubby body. He's like almost a perfect fat little round rectangle. I think that's looking better. Pudgy Sprinkles. Mr. Sprinkles. Mr. I'll rewrite it better, but just so I don't forget. Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles. Beautiful. I would do writing on the cake if there were room on the top of the cake, but there's plenty up there with the cherries, whipped cream, and the candle. Got his little party horn tongue here. I think he's very cute. Clean him up. Should we do like a fly that's like a cherry fly, or is that kind of silly? I think it's a little silly, but I don't know. I can either leave it or get rid of it. I don't think it needs it, but... Alright. Let's do some ink. Or we could go right to basic color for this guy, actually. I think these will be fun and easy to do, because it's just big chunks of cake with animal features on them. He works with Funfetti Pancake with making birthday parties for the kids of Hybrid Island. Aw, I like that. We're just gonna do any random color. The cake I was looking at was pink with pink frosting, so like strawberry, but we could do vanilla with strawberry frosting or chocolate with strawberry frosting. Whatever. I think these food ones will be really fun and simple to bring together in color on stream. If I could do 3 in one stream, that would be crazy, but we'll see. We'll see. There's too many cherries. There might be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get rid of the 6th one over here. I think 5 should do it. Yeah, get rid of that one. And then scoot this one so it's creating a nice ring around the candle. What do we think? I think I like that better. It kind of gives it symmetry. It's like 2 on each side and then 1 a little bit in the middle here. Didn't want to do 4 because then it leaves this front part like kind of empty. I think that works a little better. Even it out a little. Yeah. I think that's better. What's this? We're doing animal food hybrids. So the ideas are up here. Birthday cake frog, which we're doing now, obviously. A zebra cake zebra, and a chinchilla ice cream hybrid. Like a chinchilla taking a dust bath in like a sundae bowl. Let's see. Yeah, the comic book series, you need one. And how's it going, by the way? Happy Saturday. I think I can do this all as one big shape. Put a little frosting shape here, and then whatever. It'll come down like that on a clipping mask. There's the other eyeball. And I'll do all of this as one big shape. Add some cakey kind of texture to it with different shades of... Do we want to do vanilla cake with strawberry frosting, or what flavors do we think? We can kind of do anything we like. I was looking at pink, all pink with the cherries, but all kinds of color combos would work. Flavor combos. A carrot rabbit hybrid. Oh, that would be cute. Rabbit and a carrot cake. Dog and a hot dog, or fig and a hot dog. Let me write rabbit carrot cake. Maybe not have time for it tonight, but we'll see. I do like that idea a lot. Added to the list. I was going to maybe do like Halloweeny spooky stuff, but A, it's not October just yet. It's almost here. And B, I've already complained about this twice. It was 85 degrees Fahrenheit today. It is not autumn, sadly. As much as I want it to be. Technically it is, but it's not. Very sad. Despite my best efforts at lighting fall scented candles and closing my blinds and pretending. A girl can dream. You're gonna go a bit early today, you're not going out, just letting you know. That's okay. Pigs in a blanket and a pig. That's cute too. I think we're on a dessert kick. I think that's why I like the rabbit carrot cake. It all started with the funfetti pancake manta of last week. Well, let me do my best to get the frog idea fleshed out here as best I can before you have to take off. But regardless, I'll be posting what I finish to my Instagram. That's for the stream art, which I still have not filled up with the entire backlog. But hey, I'm updating it right after the stream, so I'm fulfilling half my promises, which for me is great when it comes to stream stuff. So anything I finish on stream, I will upload right away to the Alyssa Aaron art stream, or Alyssa Aaron Streams, I think is the name of the account on Instagram. Alright, let's fill this all in here. Spring where you were in Australia. Thank God I forgot to give Australia seasons. Yeah, you don't really get seasonal weather out there, do you? But here in the Midwest, end of September, usually there's a chill in the air, and there have been a couple moments of going on walks with a nice chill in the air so far this year, but no such luck this week or the next week, it seems, which is very distressing to me as someone who wants the chilly weather really badly. Like, come on. We'll do the eye on this layer as well. It is based on an albino frog, but we don't have to do pink eyes with the red. I just think the pupil being red might be cute because it'll match the cherries. I don't know. I think it might be cute maybe to do the albino coloring. Clipping mask. Let's just use a different color for right now. I kind of like it with no highlight in the eye because he looks like a little bit crazy. If it's like dead center, it looks kind of funny. I kind of like it though. It's cute. It's a little Eric Carle looking to me. Let's do the line art stuff on a new layer. Anyone who's watched the Tinkerbell movies, you would know that they help control the seasons on Earth. So I have a question. What did Australia do to the fairies to not have them come back? That's a good question. What did you guys do to the fairies? They got scared away by all the other dangerous animals that inhabit your country. That's what happened. They're gonna get eaten by everything that crawls the earth in Australia. Let's fix these chubby little toes. Oh, what did I do this week? Oh, I went to another one of those like random people meetup app things. There's one called 222, and I think it was New York City only, but recently-ish, in the last couple months, it's rolled out to Chicago, San Francisco, and a few other cities. It matches you up with groups of random people to do fun stuff together. And this one I signed up for because some of them sounded horrible. One of them was like running 4 miles and then getting pizza. I'm like, do I look like somebody who would run 4 miles recreationally? No. I probably wouldn't run 4 miles if I was being chased and my life was on the line, just being honest. So no way I'm doing that. One of them was like yoga and mocktails. Like, again, I'm not doing yoga. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm not doing yoga. But then one was like dinner, deception, and trivia. And in my mind, I thought it was going to be like a murder mystery thing. So I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. It ended up being just regular bar trivia, but with like one person had to be the mole, the rat. And that was me. I was the mole. And I gained the team's trust pretty early on with answering a very clutch question that nobody knew that I knew. And then I played dumb for the rest of the game when there were questions that I very much knew that nobody else did. So our team scored second to last, so I would say I did my job as the mole quite effectively. Nobody caught on. Thank you for the hundreds and party and whoever's sending all that. I appreciate it. The question I got that gained everyone's trust, I remember it was I was like, what Yoruba phrase means life goes on? It's featured in a Beatles song. And I'm like, oh, it's obla-dee, obla-da, life goes on. Thanks for making the frog cake. No problem. I'll finish it up as best as I can. So I knew it was obla-dee. Anyway, was the answer to that question. My team's like, no way, because I think we were like probably one of the only teams that got that right. It's like, oh, she can't be the mole. There's no way. She was so helpful in round 1. Move on to like round 3, and it's like, what's that instrument? And they play like, you know, a 3-second clip of a trumpet or whatever, and they're like, what instrument is that? And I knew the difference between piccolo and flute, but I played dumb, and I was like, I don't know. I think they're both the flute. I think it's a trick question, you know. And then one I knew was the saxophone, that I was like, I don't know, clarinet, like, with my credentials of, oh yeah, I was in band for like 12 years. It's like, yeah, I knew it wasn't a clarinet. I knew it was a saxophone. What if we did a stream for different kinds of animal-themed products or technologies? Oh, that'd be cute. I'm all about drawing animals. Let me get these whipped cream tufts in. Well, if Leafy's the one who requested this and Leafy went away, maybe, let's see, it's only 7:06. Maybe at the half-hour mark, I'll start working on the next concept. We'll see. I can make pretty good progress on this, actually. Might be able to wrap it up in 25-30. Let's see how it goes. Whoops. Whoa, how did I do that? Go back to being in the color window. How did I do that? Was that a new Procreate feature? Oh, that's kind of cool. That must be with the update. Whoa, you can have the palette just on the thing. That's kind of nice. I kind of prefer it the old way just because I'm used to it, but interesting. I was very pleased that with the update, none of my files got lost. I was a little scared about that because I saw people having horror stories on Twitter of like Procreate just deleted all of their files and there's no backup. So I went and backed up some of my important files before doing the update, or so I thought, and then it did the update without asking me, and it was fine. A little scary for a second. I was like, no, don't update. I haven't gotten everything off there yet. can't remember some of the other questions at trivia. It was fun. It was a fun little trivia night. There was, it was me and 3 other girls, one who had to take off before trivia. The dinner was nice. And then one guy. And the guy was funny because he very confidently thought he knew like 3 of the answers. And every time he confidently gave the team an answer, it was completely wrong. So I think the other 2 girls thought he was the mole just because he was so loud and wrong. But no, he's just a guy. That's just how they are. So that was pretty funny. Oh, there was another one I knew that I was like biting my tongue to not say, because there was a question. It's like, what athlete is an Olympic gold medalist and also has an Oscar? And I knew when they said Oscar, I was like, it's Kobe Bryant, because there's that animated short called like Dear Basketball or I Love You Basketball or something like that. I think it's called Dear Basketball. Animated by Glenn Keane of Disney fame, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, etc., etc. And it's a really good animated short, and I had seen it in person at this like thing they do every year where they'd screen all the Oscar animated shorts and all the live action shorts, and you could sit and watch them all for that year. So I remember that clearly, and I remember I really liked it, and I remember that it won an Oscar for Best Animated Short that year. So I knew the answer was Kobe Bryant. I was like, oh my gosh, who would know that? It's like when you know something and you're the only person that knows it and you're like dying to tell everybody, like, I know that actually. It was very tough for me to show restraint and not nerd out and be like, I know exactly what this is. So I lost my team a couple of points, and then there was a couple of questions like the instrument ones and some other ones I can't remember. I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely this, like agreeing with whoever suggested an answer, just agreeing with them when I knew it was wrong. So it's pretty fun to be the mole in bar trivia, I'll say that. Pretty fun. I really screwed our team, but that was my job. So I would do that again. I would do like a bar trivia type thing. I was a little bummed because I thought it was going to be this like weird murder mystery twist, just because the description of the event was like deception. I thought it was going to be some like weird murder mystery dinner with trivia, but it was not that. But I would still do that again. Now I'm kind of hoping that now with the spooky season they'll be doing like murder mystery ones and like silly stuff like that. So it was kind of fun. And like I don't know if I'll ever see any of these people again, but it's not about that. It's about like get out of the house and do something fun, you know? It's pretty cool. I like the concept of it. And then once you do 3 of the events through 222, it lets you curate your own. So after this 3rd one, I might do one that's just like a restaurant that I really want to go eat at that happens to be next to like a karaoke spot, and I'll just do my own. And if it's just me that shows up, it's just me. You know, what's the harm? I think that'd be kind of fun. What about bananas and a monkey? That's kind of cute. Or like a banana cream pie and a monkey. Be a good mashup. Let's do... I think I'll keep it strawberry with vanilla for the cake situation here. I want to add a nice glow to this candle. So I might make the flame a little bit smaller so the glow can be bigger. That looks more like the size of a flame anyway. It's kind of still a big fat flame. But we'll do white in the middle of it to make it look extra glowy. Like so. A coconut and a monkey. That'd be cute too. I think I have enough ideas for tonight. For sure on the list. But I do like coconut and monkey, or like banana cream pie and something that eats bananas. It doesn't even have to be an animal that matches necessarily, because like what does a frog have to do with a birthday cake? But it's just cute. It's just plain cute. I do like rabbit and carrot cake though. It's a very good idea. I hope I get a rough sketch of it done tonight. Maybe that'll be the move, is I just do rough sketches of the next 3. And then I'll have a bunch to color next week and finish. Just so I get through everybody's ideas. Or one idea per person at least. I don't know if I want to do the cherry fly. I think it's kind of cuter just to have the little like doot. You know, the little party horn doot. It's a celebration. Or maybe it's a sound he uses to either greet other creatures or warn other creatures. Sounding the party horn. You're here, you're good. What about Jello and a frog? Jello and a frog would be cute. Doing some animal food hybrids inspired by Funfetti Pancake last week. So we've got Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles, the frog cake, Leafy Kitty suggested before they had to take off. And then we have Zebra Cake Zebra, which I thought was really cute. Chinchilla ice cream, chinchilla rolling around in an ice cream dish. And Rabbit Carrot Cake. All very, very good ideas. I'm going to do the flat color at least of Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles. And then decide if I want to do color for the rest of the ideas or just sketch them out and then go from there. I'm thinking just do concept sketches and then go from there. See what inspires me most of the 3 other ideas. For coloring anyway. This one will come together pretty quick. There's not too much more work to do except for I have to do another layer on for the belly color and this like, oh, that'll make a nice shape actually. This like, that's satisfying. I like that. Let me go add that on the sketch layer. Have to do this area of color and then have to do the little details in the whipped cream. But other than that, it's coming together pretty fast. Do some sprinkles. Hundreds and thousands, as the British call them, which is ridiculous. And whipped cream over there is squirty cream, which is unacceptable. That's not what that's called. It's whipped cream. Zebra Cave Zebra sounds so cute. I know. A Twinkie hamster. Oh, I love Twinkie hamster. That's really cute. I'll add that to the list. Twinkie hamster. Twinkie hamster. Whoa, what is happening to my pen? Hamster. I got a drop of water on my iPad. That's what happened. And see if I can discern what that says later. I think I can. It says Twinkie hamster. Alright. And then on the line art layer, let me write in Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles. Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles to you. There we go. I think that's all the line art stuff. So we have to do a clipping mask on this layer to do the stripes on the party horn. I set a clipping mask. There we go. Actually, let's not make it a clipping mask for right now so I can actually see what I'm doing. And then make it a clipping mask when it's done. Just somewhat evenly spaced stripes. Doesn't have to be perfect. And the end of the party horn can be the stripe color. Clipping mask. And one more line art layer on top of everything so I can do this little swirly shape like so. A cat and a tuna. That's cute too. Cat and a tuna. A cat head peeking out of the little sardine can. Alright, clipping mask for the whipped cream. Squirty cream. We'll do this kind of shape on all of them and we'll set these to clipping masks in a moment. That's good. Maybe a little bit of a shadow underneath the cherry. If the light's coming from the candle, it would be a little shadow like that. Like so. Same over here. Then this one we'll do like that. And this won't look that crazy for that long because we're gonna do clipping mask. And then with this set to alpha lock, we'll do like a nice creamy off-white kind of color. Oh, does that one on the top right not get any love? What happened there? What happened there? Let's fix that. I could have sworn I drew something on that. Am I crazy? Oh, is it? Oh, it's because this one's... I see what happened here. So we're going to move that here. Merge down. No? Okay, hold on. I know the solution. Merge down. Clipping mask. There we go. Now it works. I was going to say... What happened there? Alright, erase this little bit. Alpha lock. We'll do maybe a lighter, fluffier color, like on the edges, so it's a little more subtle, like that. There, that looks more like whipped cream hunks. A beer and a bear. That's cute. Oreo cookie and a Wookiee. A panda and an Oreo cookie. Yeah, shadows are. I was telling. I had you know her, but my friend Bridget. I had my dear friend Bridget in town, and we went to the art museum, and there were some paintings by John Singer Sargent. And I remember I took an online course on coloring and shading, in digital art, and they used the portraits of John Singer Sargent as examples. They're very beautiful, detailed, realistic portraits. You know, I would do like a bad sketch. It's like, I don't know. Here's a face, right? And then, well, that's a bad example because it's not even a mid-tone. But here's like a face. And then the shadows would be one... If you broke it down, the shadows on the side of the face would be just like one continuous shape. You know, like that. If you really broke down the painting, it's just like that and then like one other value that's like a highlight, right? If you break down these portraits at their very core, it's just like 3 values or 4 values, right? With a bunch of shading in between and realistic rendering and whatever. But the point of what the instructor was telling us was that if you can't cut out the shapes of your shadows in your paintings with kid scissors, they're bad shadows. They're too complicated and it's going to make your painting look messy and muddy. So keep your values and your shapes of your shadows very, very simple. If you look at any really great painting, if you break down the shadows and highlights like that, it is very, very simple blocks of shading if you break it down. And so anyway, you can simplify things like that and it adds a lot of dimension, was the point of that rant. So I was pointing that out in all the John Singer Sargent painting portraits we walked by. I was like, if you kind of squint at his portraits, you can see the shadow shapes and that you'd be able to cut them out with kid scissors. Yeah, it's true of any art. Keep your values big and simple. We'll do actually a clipping mask. I think it was Marco Bucci that was the teacher for that online course. He does this awesome series on YouTube called 10 Minutes to Better Painting. I highly recommend his whole everything. His art is beautiful. Marco Bucci. I'll write it up here for anybody who's remotely interested who's watching this, either now or as a re-recorded thing. Marco Bucci. Let me like Google that to make sure it's the right name before I like send people to some random guy who has nothing to do with this. Marco Bucci. Yeah, that's his name. Okay. Marco Bucci. He has a great YouTube channel full of absolutely incredible advice that's better than like 99% of stuff you'll learn in art school. He's fantastic. He's a master of color I aspire to be half the painter he is with color. The stuff he does with different tones and textures is just beautiful. Just beautiful. He taught a course on, I think it was Coursera, but I'm not, no, it wasn't Coursera. It was like, it was an art school online specific course. I can't remember for the life of me what it was called, but I paid for it and took it for like an online semester or whatever. And he did the materials for the course, but my like personal instructor was somebody else who was giving me the feedback on the exercises, and it was really good. This was years ago, but I really enjoyed it. I should do another one like that. So I've taken a few online courses that I felt like were not worth the money, but that one was, I think. I learned a lot. Okay, so we can hide the sketch layer, I think. Where'd it go? Okay, hide it. Raise the opacity. Let's make this background color something more festive. Or a little bit dimmer, maybe. We want to show off that vanilla. Maybe a baby blue. Because it's a little bit darker of a room for... We want that glow of that candle, like happy birthday. Let's start here with the colors. Let's just see how it goes. Let's do some vanilla cakey colors and texture. We want him to look like he's made of cake. So we'll get a few different shades in here. I love this Nico Rule brush, but I might add a little chalk in too, just to get the little, like the crumb of the cake. We want them looking crumbly. Maybe a sponge texture would be good. Oh, and his foot is looking a little extra fat over here, this one. So let's take that in a little bit. So we like a chubby toe, but it's at odds with the other one, so let's bring this in a smidge here. Jillian says that looks cute. Well, she's the expert on cute, so I trust her opinion. What about a Moon Pie and Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon album? That's cute. Thanks for the party horns, whoever's partying. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. It is a party. It's a celebration. Okay, this color should be even lighter, or maybe even a little darker, maybe more golden. Let's do more golden, like a butter cake. Like that, but warm it up a little. That looks a little grayish. Which I don't mind, but we want him looking warm and delectable. Let's see if we can find like a sponge brush or something that's got, if you squint, it's got like a cakeness to it. Materials. No, none of these. Rough skin? No. Organic. Clay. The clay one's not too bad. Wet sponge. That's not really as textured as I thought it would be. Let's try this this clay one. That might add a little cakey. What layer are we on? Oh, it's just the stomach. Okay. Let's add a little bit darker in the shadows there. It just kind of looks like dirt. It's not really what I was going for. Ooh, this might work, like the flicks. Yeah, there we go. Just add a little bit of spots and dots in there. I like that. And maybe lighter ones too. Adds a little crumb to the cake. And then some brighter ones. Not that many. Just a couple. There, I kind of dig that. And then we'll add a few to the cake layer. Kind of looks like spots that a frog would have, but also cake spots. Cake crumb, whatever. cake crumb. Just loosen it up a little with some lighter spots. There, it just adds a little texture. I'm all about it. I'm trying to work more texture into stuff. And then we're gonna darken this eyelid up back here because this would be behind everything else. So darken that up. Okay. Party. Was that you sending the party? I'll be right back, dinner time. Enjoy. Everybody's taking off to go eat. I think I'm making everybody hungry. Leafy took off to go eat breakfast. Now Sean's taking off to go eat dinner. I think the stream's making everyone peckish. Alright, let's see what shade of pink we should be rocking. It has to be darker closer to the body because you can already tell the contrast with the body that's way too light. So we'll start light on top, maybe lighter and brighter like that. And then we'll do a clipping mask that's like a darker. Someone else started it, but he definitely sent a lot. Is that you doing it right now? The partier does not need to come forward. I'm tickled by it. You're still here, yeah. Lurking is chill. Everyone is free to lurk. And add their commentary when they feel like it, if they ever feel like it. Sometimes there's nothing to say. It's a frog that looks like a cake. What more do you want? Like, you know? What more is there to be said? It's frog cake. Oh, that's you partying now? Party! Just a little shadow at the base of the candle. Okay. I like the idea, but I think this pink needs to be brighter. More saturated. Maybe more pink too. Like, okay, that's a little bit better. Bright hot pink. I like that. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Maybe it just looks so hot pink because this background's so muted. Maybe if because it doesn't look so crazy when you increase the saturation. Colors only exist in relation to each other at the end of the day, so this background color situation. Maybe I'm trying to think of what color a room would be that's dark with like birthday cake lighting. Maybe a purple. Ooh. Because I want that glow of the candle to really pop. And then I'm going to put a dark wash over everything. And then the only lighting will be the light from the candle, you know? So maybe purple because it leans a little pink. That looks okay. Maybe overthinking it, but that's what we do. I kind of want to do red for the eyeball. And I usually do my art with a white background anyway. So I do want to see how it looks on white. Because that's very like classic storybook illustration. I mean, the whipped cream gets lost, but it looks pretty good on white too. I just want to see what it looks like with the color, the glow of the candlelight. What client work are you working on, by the way? I am working on 3 different kids' books that are in 3 different stages of being done. All self-published, no like publishing house or anything like that. And then I have like a series of Zodiac images I've been working on for another client, like kid-friendly, cutesy Zodiac stuff. And then what else do I have cooking at the moment? It's a couple little things. And then I have to do work for my dad and my sister that I still haven't done yet. So that's the backlog currently. And then I'm working on really fun art for, there's a company that does like dog toys that are like World Cup and football, like soccer football themed. I'm doing a bunch of art for them of like cute dog puppy mascots and associated graphics. That's been fun too. But that's been like ongoing. It's not like due right now, but juggling a lot of things at the moment, which is cool. Always good. Thanks for remembering. It is on the to-do list that's pinned in the corner of my screen. My goal is to get all the non-Fiverr to-do list stuff done in the next like 2 weeks, because there's a pile of it that I need to tend to. Yeah, I got a lot cooking at the moment, which is overwhelming but also good. Puppies with footballs. Yeah. Puppies with footballs, with soccer balls. That's been a fun one to work on so far. So I did one illustration for them of like a bunch of different puppies with the football toys. And they loved it, and I guess it went over really well at like a trade show they were at or whatever. I kind of want to fix the order of these. I want the stripes to go the other way. So they're like, we need you to do a bunch more. Okay, sure. I'll draw happy puppies with footballs. Any day. Let's erase all these. I kind of want them to match the angle of the bit at the end. I think that would look better. And maybe make them a little uneven on purpose. Like that. I think that looks cute. Ooh, I like that. I like the uneven. Sounds adorable. It's an easy job too, which I like. The kids book ones are the ones that take the most time and are the most work and the least money per hour by far. But I keep taking them on because it's like it builds my portfolio, but at what cost? I make 2 to 3 times more per hour doing like the boring like draw a cartoon toilet for a plumber jobs than I do like the self-published kids book jobs. But the art is more gratifying to work on, and it's more of a portfolio piece, so it's like trade-off. Like I'm not gonna put the local plumber work in the portfolio, you know. Is this all okay? That should be his eye, so his eye should be like white. Though he is albino, it could be pink. Maybe light pink for the eye with like a red pupil would be kind of cute. Let's do a little bit of pink. Let's do a pink. Oh, but that, excuse me, that lowers the contrast of the eye. So let's do white, but we'll make the red brighter. And that will, in turn, we'll make it the same color as the frosting. How about that? I like that. The candle, we'll do, maybe not pink, but let's do like, what would be cute with pink? A ferret and a carrot. Let's do yellow, maybe? Yellow and white, or baby blue and white? Maybe not white. Let's try... Let's try like a soft baby blue and white. We'll do stripes. Or maybe all this is blue. And then... Whoops, we don't want to dry ink. Dry ink. Let's paint it all baby blue. And then just do stripes as needed. Maybe do a clipping mask so I can change the color easy if I don't like it. And maybe make it uneven like the party horn so it's not. Maybe straight across lines and make them a little uneven. Because I think that's cute. I like when stuff's a little bit wonky like that. Yeah, that's cute. I might change that blue to be something a little more sky blue. We'll see. And here I'm spending the whole stream on this one piece. The rest of these have got to be concept sketches this evening, folks. Just once I get started on color for one, I gotta see it through usually. I try not to break stuff up into multiple streams because we all know if I say I'm gonna do something on the next stream, I tend to not and just dive into something new. So try to finish what I started here. Let's get one more stripe in there. Make it look cute, like a small one like that. Cute. Let's do a more saturated blue. Let's just bump up the saturation and see what that does for us. Already a little better. Ooh, I like that color blue. I don't know about that background color anymore, but I like that color blue. It's cute on the white. It's cute on the white. I like that. Alright, let's make the dark even more dark. And maybe a little more neutral. Because if it's saturated, it makes everything else look not as bright. If it's more neutral, it makes everything else look brighter. Like that, maybe? I don't know. It's so hard to pick a background color. That's why I end up just doing white. And it looks like retro kids books when it's on white backgrounds anyway. Which is kind of the look I'm going for, but I just want to see how that glow looks, that candle glow looks on a dark background. It's just slightly darker, like that. Actually, I want the party horn to be different colors. And I think I messed up the coloring here. Let's make this pink. Yep, I knew there was a bit that needed to be erased. So we'll go fix that really quick. Right here. I think this can actually be all pink. Like right here. All this can be pink. And then erase. Erase that. Why is this a different brush? Oh, it's not. Okay. Phew. Thought I did something really silly there. I kind of want to get rid of most of this line. You don't really need a lot of it. You just need it for that last little loop-de-loop, you know? I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm overworking a very small, insignificant portion of the picture now, so let me just tighten that up so it's not as soft looking. Okay. And then straighten out this line on the bottom, I think. Beautiful. Party horn. Party. Now where's the... Okay, there's the body of the party horn. We'll make it that same bright blue of the candle. That hot pink with the baby blue is kind of fun. Maybe darken this a little bit. Or lighten it with a brighter baby blue is cute with the hot pink. Like that actually. Might integrate that to the candle because it will be a little brighter closer to the candle anyway. And then even brighter yellowy like so at the tippy top of the candle. Beautiful. Round render. Make a little bit darker for this wax strip color here. And this part. And then this cakey froggy stuff will make it... Ooh, wrong layer. Where's the other... Right here? Okay. Make it darker for the mouth. I think the mouth will be super dark, but not black. And then lighten it up a little bit for the other elements to really cakeify it. And I might outline the other foot because it's kind of making me crazy that the feet don't look similar, even though they're from the same foot, if that makes sense. They're like copied and pasted. So I'm going to quickly outline this foot as well. Like that. Okay, I think that looks better. Though I do want to erase this little bit here. I think that looks much better. Much nicer. Now the cherries need some highlights. So we'll do a clipping mask. We'll do a quick shadow layer on them as well. Let's do like a little more saturated and a little more purple. Or no, I guess the shadows would be... Yeah, the shadows would be a little cooler because the lighting's warm. So a little more saturated and slightly cooler. Oops. Just brush that on really quick. Keep our shadows shapes simple again. And we'll carve back into some of these, like this one with the base red, or no, with an eraser, because this is a new layer. Almost made it oopsie. Use the eraser just to define the shadow shapes a little bit better. Like so. Your back didn't release, you guys are still alive. Yeah, still alive, still working on the froggy. Almost done. Mr. Sprinkles is doing great. Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles is doing fantastic. He's nearly done now. I'm going to add some highlights to the cherries. Let's do like a brighter pink. And then we'll do white on top of that to make it look really bright. That, but we'll make it like yellow tinted because the candle's yellow. So something like that. Something like that. I think that's cute. And then we want to do... We'll do it behind the candle shape, actually. It's a nice glow. We'll build it out. And we'll change the color so it's not this intense. But I just want to build out that shape and get it soft on the edges, dense in the middle. Get a nice glow going. Might have to erase some of it, soften it up on the edges too. Something like that. Confetti Pancake and Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles are best friends and work as party makers. That's right. It's their job. Okay, I think the shape and softness of that's pretty good, but we're going to lower the opacity a bit, alpha lock, and make it like softer yellow, maybe? Just slightly softer than the candle color. Mixed in there. That looks okay. I want to see how it looks with the white background now, just to see. With the white background, it still looks pretty good. Actually. I might post it with the white background. But then I have to add a little something something to the whipped cream to make it visible. So let me do that right now, just to, for my own amusement. I won't make it that dark. I'll pull it back a little bit. It's just the ones on the edge that really need definition. Just so you can see it against a white background. Because I like it on the white. It looks very classic kids book. It's such a cop-out, but like it looks good. I can't help it. I can see it with some nice serif font. Like, Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles helped bring delight to a child's party, or whatever. I can just see it in my mind's eye. All the good kids books have white backgrounds with delightful animals on them. Salami and Snickers would be the main characters. I agree. I think they'd be a great cast. And then what did I want to do? I wanted to soften... Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, I need to change the sprinkle colors too. These lines, I want to soften them. I wanna, whoops, alpha lock and soften the edges of them a little bit. 'Cause they're a little dark, but I still want them to be visible. Just soften, squishify. Sounds like an Ozian word from like Wicked. Squishablify. Okay, that's squished up. We've squished him up. I think he looks pretty good. Now we just need to color the sprinkles. I think I'm gonna brighten the cherries a little bit too. Let's just lighten and brighten these cherries a smidge. That already looks a bit better. And clean up this edge. Oops. Dry ink. Okay, this is the correct layer. Just this little nub on this one was upsetting me. I think otherwise they look good. Where'd the sprinkles go? Is it right here? Yeah. Alpha lock. Let's do a couple white sprinkles. Let's do a couple light yellow sprinkles. Let's do a couple baby blue sprinkles. Maybe copy the color from the candle. Bring that back in. And then light pink on some that will show it, and dark pink on the ones that won't. We'll make this one white because it's kind of on the border. Same with this one. Make this one pink. This one hot pink. Oops. Hot pink. Let's make this one up here hot pink too. I think that's pretty darn cute. What do we think, everyone? And then I want to do something with the Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles text too. I want to keep it alpha locked and then make it go from pink to blue, because I think that would be cute and match the colors of the candle. Maybe add a hot pink, red. Just put all the colors from the picture in. And this yellow. Let's get this yellow in too. I just think it looks cute. And smudge it around a little? No. Or Gaussian blur it. There we go. Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles. I like him a lot. Let's make sure he is front and center on the screen so I can take a nice big sip of my Coke that I've earned. Look at how happy and cute he is. I don't think he even needs an eye shine or anything. I think he's adorable as is. Though the top of the candle is getting lost. Hold on. I need to fix this really quick because it's going to bother me. Hold on. From a distance, that top of that candle is like really hard to see. So I just want to bring in some more of that blue at the tippy top, like I did with the whipped cream on the edge where it's white, just so I can see the edge of the candle better. Okay. It's such a minor thing, but it was upsetting to me, so. Plus it looks... Okay. Now I'm happy with it. It looks brighter on OBS too. It's a little bit darker on my end. It'll look a little bit darker when I post it, so I think it'll look perfect. He needs to not eat any more cake. He's perfect the way he is. What are you talking about? He looks great. I think he looks perfect. No, he could eat some more lettuce or something. Could we see all the hybrids? It might take a while, but hold on. I got water in my iPad again. We'll go through a few for a moment. What's its name? His name is Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles. Can't you see by the cursive? Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles. We'll go through a few of the hybrids because there's so many. We'll go through a few. Let's see. We had Berserker. That was a demon narwhal. We had Pancake, another manta. This one was a dragon manta. We had Miss Spotty Moohoot, the snowy owl cow hybrid. We had Kashikoi Seiuchi V, aka Snugglebeam, which was a Kitsune walrus hybrid. Vanilla bean lemur cat. Basically looks like a lemur with cat ears, but cute, right? Let me just put Berserker up front. Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles. Aw, I'm glad she likes. Let's see. Turt Keebles Russell, Keebs Keebster, the Minotaur turtle. I like how he came out. Scott McTamanay, a footballer's name for a Mothman chameleon. Sarah Triceratops, the mermaid Triceratops. And William Awu, the werewolf Brachiosaurus, who has one hand that is not werewolfy, but we're gonna ignore that and pretend that didn't happen. Those are the more recent ones. We'll do this Capio Cappy one too. The older ones, I'm slowly putting them on the Instagram, the archive of everything. So eventually there will be a record of all of the hybrids in one place that you can go see. So I'm just going to look at a couple more and then we'll dive into the next sketch request. Oh, it was Capio Cappy, the zebra giraffe hybrid. Let's do one more. It was this one. Let's do this one. This is Gerald Snickers. This was the second iteration of Gerald Snickers to match Salami 2.0. And there's so many. There's so many. But we're going to dive into the next hybrid, which is Zebra Cake Zebra. I'm going to do a 10 by 10. Ooh, you know what? I have to get with the times. I have to stop defaulting to 10 by 10. I have to do 11 by 8.5 because 4 by 3 is the new hotness on Instagram. It's not square anymore. Fun characters. Thank you. Half me, half the imagination of the chat. Let's do Zebra Cake Zebra. I'm gonna write it so I don't forget it. Zebra Cake Zebra. That's a horrible brush to write with, but okay, let me Google Zebra Cake. This will be cute. Now, how do I slice up a zebra so you can see the filling? Maybe he's got like a bite taken out of his butt or something, and he's looking back at it like, hey, who did that? And there's like some of the cream filling showing. Because I want to show the inside of the zebra cake. I think that might be the move. Is some lion has taken a bite out of his butt. But it doesn't hurt because he's a cartoon zebra made of cake, so it's fine. He'll regrow the cake, or somebody will bake some cake and fix him up at the cake animal hospital or something. And then zebra. I was like, what do I look up? Oh, zebra. Gonna go now. Bye. Have a great rest of your day, Leafy. Hope it goes well. Zebra cute. Sometimes I look up like zebra baby, zebra cute. Maybe a baby zebra. So I like the proportions of the baby zebra head. Of course, they're babies, so they're very, very cute. I want to get a real photo. I hate when it's like AI pictures. I want a real baby zebra. There we go. A Huckleberry Hound gag. Yeah, it'll be cartoony. Very cartoony. Bean's excited. Aw. It'll be a baby zebra with zebra cake stripes and a zebra cake butt. Alright, let's sketch this little baby. I want to get an idea for the proportion of the baby zebra head before I get too far into this. They have big eyes relative to their head. They're really like a thinner muzzle. Almost like a little heart-shaped pattern down at the end here. This won't be like Salami 1.0. This is just a quick study to figure out stuff. Don't everybody worry. This is not the final drawing. And then I love these big, fluffy ears. They have very fluffy ears, the baby zebras do. Or at least the one I'm looking at. It's like super fluffy. And then it's black on the outside and white fuzz on the inside. And like stripes like this. But we'll do stripes like the zebra cake instead of like an actual zebra. Okay. And maybe I'll shorten and Make the snout even tinier, just to make it even cuter. Baby zebra cake. Just a baby. Okay, that's kind of a bad drawing, but it's like, it gives me something to go off of. Okay. Let's try to make this extra cutesy wootsy and squishy and silly. Zebra baby. Show me those zebra babies. I want him standing upright and in the middle of walking or something, like, hey, who took a bite out of my zebra cake butt? Okay. We'll make him chubby. Like all cute cartoon animals. Very chubby and stubby. With like a big cartoon bite taken out of the butt. Maybe flip it like that. The ears up, like, hey, who did that? Funky little stubby leggies, kind of like a mini pony. Yeah, like kind of like a My Little Pony. Do like a My Little Pony inspired chunky leg situation. Well, it will be funky too. I want to make it look very simple and cartoony. Big eyes, though. Like, huh? Who did that? Maybe the eyes are too big. Or the pupils are too big. Yeah, I think the pupils are too big because we want it to look surprised. Like, hey. And surprise you can do with like little tiny pupils and big eyes. Like, what's the big idea here? And we'll do some irises so we get that cute baby look still with like the highlights in the eyes. Hey. Yeah, you like the My Little Ponies. I think Bean likes My Little Ponies too, right? If I remember right. I think she's a fan. We want this to be kind of like a heart shape, I think. Hey. Not looking too worried, but more surprised. Like, hey, what's the big idea? What's the big idea here? Alright, this body shape is kind of crazy. It's just like a big bean. Okay, let me think more like My Little Pony horse shape. Big chunky legs. I kind of want it to look round like the zebra cake is like kind of chunky. There's no pointy edges on a zebra cake. There shouldn't be on a zebra cake zebra either. Very round, kind of like an animal cracker. That was my vision, I think. Animal crackers are vaguely animal shaped. It's the essence of an animal. And I might just do the concept sketch of this because I wanted to get through a few ideas and so we'll do. And I spent more time on that frog cake than I thought I was going to, but I'm happy I did because I think it turned out really cute. And I have a nice finished piece for the evening. I was a little ambitious trying to finish 3 finished pieces in one night. I knew it wasn't going to happen. In the back of my mind. And Bean likes it too. Oh, good. Like, hey, what's the big idea here? Vaguely critter-shaped crackers. Was it a lion made of a bear claw? Yeah, it could have been. Could have been a lion made out of a bear claw. Could have been an animal cracker lion. Not sure what creatures are on the prowl in the edible animal safari. Need to make the face chunkier and the forehead bigger to make it look more babyish. Let's move this forehead up. Make it a little bit more like Megamind, and that'll make it a little bit more baby. I lost the baby proportions somewhere in the process of doing this. Maybe I need to look at My Little Pony. Yeah, Froggy took like an hour. Just show me a My Little Pony. They have like short little snouts. I don't want to completely copy My Little Pony, but like just to babyfy the proportions, because they all look like babies to me, the My Little Ponies. Bigger eyes. And just a slightly smaller snout, I think will do it. Or do the thing where it's just like this for the snout. Nah, I like it the other way better. More zebra-y. I'm overthinking all this too. Kind of want to make the expression a little more like, hey. Hey, watch what you're doing. A little silly. And we're gonna make this bite even more big and obvious and simplified. Let's get rid of this extra line, we don't need it. We'll make the head bigger as well. I think that'll add to the baby look. There we go. Bigger head. Where'd that picture of that zebra go? Bring me the baby zebra. And the baby zebras actually, their hair is very fuzzy on the back too. But I'm just gonna simplify it the way I would any other zebra. And just a couple tufts of fluff in the front. Big, chunky bite. Maybe make the bite a little bit less wide so it has room for the butt. Like so. And the tail is up like, hey! What's the big idea? I want it to be 3 bite marks like that. 1, 2, 3. And then I want visible layers. So this is like the layer of cream filling. I just want a big bite to show the zebra cake stuff in the middle. Here we go. And then let's look at the pattern of zebra cake stripes. Show me zebra cake. It's kind of just like a swirl. So I'll layer it on like icing, like swirls, like kind of thick and gloppy swirls like that. Not totally even, not totally uneven. And we'll have it exceed or, you know, go over the boundaries of the leg a little bit to make it look like it was like sprayed on top of him, you know? And let's round this all out, the hair and everything. Let's round all the edges. We don't want anything pointy on this vaguely zebra-shaped zebra cake zebra. Nothing with a point. Nothing with a sharp point. Including the eyes. We're gonna round out the eyes. I think he looks thoroughly surprised. What do we think? Oh, hey, who's biting my zebra cake butt? I think this one might work better with line art anyway. So I think it works. And I can do like a quick pass of white color for the quote-unquote cake part. So let's outline him. This one's got a little more of a Disney thing going on with the eyes and everything anyway. So I think it works with the lines. Make everything really squishy and round. Just the eyelid like that. Make his little chubby cheek more prominent. Even the bite won't be pointy, even if the teeth that did the biting were pointy. Okay, let me move this out of the way. There we go. Am I falling off the screen again? No, I'm not. Okay, for once. I was like, good, my hair looks good today. I have to document it. I have to put it in the archives when I've got good hair for once. It's because I freshly dyed it yesterday. Touched up the dye. I don't know what it is about hair dye, but your hair, my hair anyway, always looks like amazing for the next like 48 hours after I dye my hair. I'll put a shower cap on just to keep that freshly dyed look for like 2 days. And you want to avoid washing out all the dye anyway, so. Your hair looks cute today. Thank you. And thank you for the hearts. Freshly dyed. Gotta get my nails freshly done before my mom comes to visit in a couple weeks. Gonna find fun fall stuff to do that isn't a tourist trap. Because she sends me all these videos like, oh, this looks fun, and it's like Jack's Pop-Up. And everybody knows in Chicago that that stuff's like, you know, a scam. Not a scam, but like a ripoff. You know, you pay $40 or whatever to get in and basically take Instagram photos. And it's just not worth it. It's like, no, we're gonna find other stuff. We're gonna find other stuff to do, don't you worry. Yours goes flat when you dye. My hair looks good for like 3 days after. I'll wear a shower cap for a week and keep this looking fresh. The hair dye is like magic for my hair. It's like chlorine in the pool. Like, chlorine pool water makes my hair style so easily and nicely. I know it's bad for your hair, but so is everything. A cute artsy gift party store. She would love that. Oh yeah, I gotta figure out what they got going on now that it's not Christmas. They might have some cool retro Halloween stuff in there. That was kind of out of the way in Wicker Park, so she would have to get on the train with me. But if she's willing to, we'll do that. Just take her shopping. Yeah. But you know, people see stuff on TikTok. It's like, check out this awesome thing in Chicago, and it's like, that's either like an hour drive away in the suburbs, or it's like this $50 ripoff. So it's like, run it by me first before we go saying we're gonna go do anything, you know. It's like, I'll tell you if it's a ripoff or if it's not happening. She sent a couple restaurants that we can easily get to, so it's like, okay, let's do that. We'll do this Italian place or whatever you sent me. There's a Greek spot. That's doable. I'm on a train sounds hilarious. It's like, listen, we're gonna have to get you on the train, Mom, because I don't have Uber to go 3 blocks money, okay? That's not how we do Chicago. You're gonna get on the train and you're gonna hoof it. If you're gonna have me calling a $15 Uber because you don't want to walk 5 minutes, I'm gonna get crabby real quick. Get walking. No, I'll deal with an Uber if I have to. I did last time. You know, you do what you gotta do. But it's like, listen, the train isn't that scary, and it's $2.50 to go anywhere you want to go in the city. Basically, just take the train with me. I promise you'll be okay. I promise. Please take videos. I will. I'll get her on a train. I'm not paying $20 to go a half a mile again. It's ridiculous. Not like a quarter mile. It's such a ripoff. Everybody else who comes to visit will take the train with me or walk or whatever, so I'm just saying. I walk everywhere, and I've got 100 pounds on everybody that's ever come to visit me, easily. So please. Yeah, the Ubers can get crazy, especially if it's a weekend, or if it's like, you know, after 8 p.m. on a Saturday night or whatever, people are trying to get places, or if it's rush hour. Like, there's so many surge pricing things where it'll cost a stupid amount of money to go anywhere before tip. And I always tip the Uber drivers because I was raised right. So it'll cost me a few extra bucks on top of that, and it ends up being like $15-20 to go somewhere you could have walked in 15 minutes, you know? It's a little ridiculous. You look, the train overtaking taxis, cheap and fast. Yeah, cheap and fast. And sometimes the taxi app Curb is a little bit cheaper than Uber as well, and they're licensed cab drivers. It's not just some random guy in his car. So I might use more Curb for that kind of thing. It's usually a little bit cheaper, definitely faster, and they like know where they're going. They don't have to like double check their GPS, and they're not playing their own music in the car and stuff. There's a lot of advantages. So I might do that. But still, bring your walking shoes, please. But there's lots to do and see in the fall. It'll be fun. And I hope the trees are really pretty in mid-October. I think they should be. Hopefully, if this weather starts being like fall, you know, hopefully we'll get some nice tree color going on, because it's really pretty in Millennium Park when when all the fall colors are bouncing off the bean, and that whole row of trees that's right there is really, really pretty. Got options for transport, but yeah, she needs to bring some good walking shoes. Yeah, there's options. I'm making more of a thing of it than it's gonna be, just to be obnoxious on stream, because I'm talking to myself largely. I'm just complaining to complain. You know how it is. But it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be lots of fun. Everybody should come visit me and hang out. There's lots to do and see. What was I gonna say? I don't know what I'm doing for Halloween yet, because Mom will be gone by the time Halloween rolls around. I haven't made any Halloween plans yet. I gotta see what's going on for maybe spooky karaoke or something like I did that one year. That might be the move. I don't have a costume yet. I'd probably go pick up a really cheap one at like a Spirit Halloween or something. Well, let's do like a swirl up here. Or maybe two. Maybe like 1, 2. I think last year there was a pop-up Spirit Halloween in one of the businesses downtown that was just like a nothing business or like seasonal. So they might pop up again, and I can just go find some silly thing and go do Halloween karaoke. That might be the move. She's excited, but she could maybe next year. Yeah, maybe next year. There we go. cheeks. Like so. Okay, Alpha Lock. Let's make this darker chocolate colored. Like that. And then make this a reference layer. Continue filling. Well, whatever. The background was going to be white anyway, so let's just, we're rolling with it. I gotta add a line to those hooves there. This is just a quick sketch anyways. And then I did want to sketch that chinchilla idea. So we'll do that really quick before I get off here. That might be when I finish next week, actually. But I do want to get a rough idea, because I have a visual in my head I want to put down before I forget it. Because I will forget it if I have the idea written down, but I don't have anything sketched. I'm going to forget. So I have a visual in my head of how I want it to look. Even if it's just like a really quick sketch. I want to get it in there, you know? Let's see, if you need a wig, ask me first. I may have one you can use. Yeah, I might. I don't know what I'm doing for Halloween yet, but I'll let you know. I'm trying to think if I have anything that I could throw together as a costume currently. All I have is my, like, Renaissance Fair outfit that I've already used for the Halloween party I went to last year that was Renaissance themed. So maybe I could use that again. Like, nobody here's seen it. I could repurpose the cape and do like a vampire thing, because I have a bunch of black stuff, and I could get some really cheap like vampire gloves and vampire teeth and call it a day. That would be a good easy one to do. I just want something easy. If I want to do high effort, I wouldn't be planning it this late into the year. We'll make it lazy and easy. I have a cape. I can work with that. Got your old Raven mask and ideas. Sweet. Repurpose it. I have a black and blonde wig that would be cute on you. That'd be cute. I'm not opposed to doing my own natural hair as well for vampire. Redhead vampire, I think, is a look. But I'll consider it. Considered. I may end up just staying home and getting takeout. I don't know. It's whatever I feel like doing. Alright. And then the muzzle, I think, should be this color. Be an elf. Get some cute ears. I'll send a Galadriel wig. Aw. I don't know if I have a hobbit build more than an elf, but who says they can't have a thick elf, you know? Who says? It's not banned. Alright, I really want to get this chinchilla rough sketch. But I'm like, oh, I have to add the little stripes in the feet here. This one's coming out really cute, though. I'm happy with them. And then a little cake color on the inside of the booty, just so we can tell it's zebra cake. The zebra cake is... yeah, it's yellow. That's what I thought. Whatever. Yellowish, orangish. There. That'll do. Zebra cake color. And then I'll make that stripe in the middle white. And that'll zebra cakeify it. Is this the right layer? No. Now it's looking like a zebra cake butt. And then we just need a touch of pink in the inside of the mouth for the tongue. And I think that does it. Yeah, yellow cake with white. You would know. You're the snack queen. I should just consult you on any snack food. Now it looks brighter on OBS. It looks like bright lemon yellow. I swear on my end it's like orangish yellow. I'm going to make it a little darker just so it can reflect what I'm seeing. I'm going to make it a little darker. But on stream it looks a little bit brighter than it actually is. Okay. It on my end it's like a dark brown. Orange. But that yellow looks good on that end. Perfect. Those are one of my faves. A little zebra cake zebra. I hope Bean likes them too. And I'm going to do one last 11. I have to get out of the habit of making square canvases. I'm going to do a quick sketch. Very quick sketch. Because once again, I am hungry and I do have things to do after the stream. So I won't stay too long. But I do want to do a quick sketch of the chinchilla Sunday dish. Because I see it in my mind. I see it in my mind. And I want to put it to paper as it were. That's wild how different the colors are. It's just I think it's because the iPad, like something to do with like the resolution of the iPad or how it displays color is like brighter than most standard computers. Something like that. Because there's a color profile it automatically defaults to that you have to change. It's like P3 color or something. It's like the colors I can get on the iPad are brighter than the colors I can get on my computer. So I have to change that so that when I transfer it to the computer it doesn't look washed out. But it's something to do with the iPad, I think. I was gonna go chinchilla dust bath images, and which is funny because this is an older iPad too. Like this thing's like several years out of date at this point. So I wonder how much different it is with the Pro ones now, if they're a little bit more of a one-to-one match with people's computers. Oh, the freeze frames of chinchillas taking a dust bath. If you haven't looked at that lately, please go look at chinchillas taking dust baths. They're so cute. This is like one of the cutest things an animal can possibly do. They're so cute. I'm delighted. I'm getting lost just like looking at chinchillas romping around and rolling around. This is a really good pose actually. The first one that comes up, this like epic chinchilla dust bath 4K YouTube video, like the pose is really good. They're so cute. Who was it that we knew in college that had a chinchilla? I feel like it was I don't want to say her name in case, I don't know, people are weird on the internet. But the one who sold Mary Kay, was that the girl who briefly had a chinchilla? Or did I hallucinate that? Somebody had a chinchilla. I just want to get the pose in. It's like, here's the little, I want the eyes closed. And it's like doing this twisty motion like this. And with one foot going like that. And the other foot going like that. And the tail's like kicking up sprinkles. I want the ear going like this. The tail going like this. She had, I'm assuming you mean reptiles at some point. Hey, how's it going? And then there's like one little foot up here and one little foot up here. And I want to twist this even more like that. And this would be like really contorted, spinning around. And I want it to be flicking. It's going to be like a cute little sundae bowl. Like I did that ferret forever ago, if anybody remembers. Illustration of a ferret in a sundae bowl. Kind of the same thing, like a banana split bowl. And it's less of a hybrid. Well, I guess the chinchilla could be made of ice cream too. Let's put some chocolate chips. He's like a chocolate chip cookie dough chinchilla. You know? And he's flicking sprinkles and whipped cream are just flying all over the place. What are you drawing today? I'm almost wrapped up for today, but I was doing some animal food hybrids. I finished this one, actually started and finished Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles, the frog cake. And then I did a quick like concept semi-colored zebra cake zebra. And now I'm working on a very brief sketch that I'm definitely not going to finish tonight. before I get off here in a few, of a chinchilla ice cream hybrid. I'm thinking chocolate chip cookie dough chinchilla in a sundae dish, flailing around taking a little dust bath, but just getting messier because it's cute. And then I think the ferret had like a cherry that boinged out of the bowl, which is cute, but I don't want to... I guess I could rip myself off. It's just copying my own idea, so it doesn't really matter, but I kind of want to do something different. So I think the ferret had the cherry bouncing on the ground. So this one I'll just keep the mess to a big old... I'll get more spills and splatters on the ground and sprinkles and make a big old mess of things. More of a center composition. It's cute. We'll want some whipped cream on the head, of course, with flecks of the whipped cream going everywhere. Maybe the cherries sat in the bowl like this, just like hanging out of the edge. It fell off him. There's like chocolate syrup on his head. That's getting splashed all over the place. I think this is a good start for something I should finish next week. Whipped cream hair on the... yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I normally stream Friday nights too, but I just had a bunch to do yesterday and just wasn't in the mood, frankly, to stream, so I just pushed it till today. But I usually stream Fridays at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, or tonight it was 7:30 Eastern. 7:30 Eastern is when I start. Always, whether it's Friday or Saturday, so. And I usually go till right about now, like 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. It's about my bedtime. And by bedtime, I mean eat late dinner, scroll phone, make to-do list for tomorrow for work kind of time. But this tomorrow, I gotta work on this whole... I gotta revise this storyboard for this book with a bunch of ducks and woodland creatures. It's been fun so far, so I'm actually looking forward to fleshing that out a bit. That's tomorrow's project. And I'll Google Sundae bowls, but I kind of want one like, you know, a big wide like banana split bowl like that. Like the one I did with the ferret. And maybe there's a spoon down here. I'm just trying to think of other ice cream things that could be part of the picture. There's a cherry. Oh, there could be little nuts, little chunks of nuts everywhere. There's a bunch of chaos flying. I think it'll be like the Trubbish picture, where my favorite thing about the Trubbish picture was all the trash everywhere, the texture of all the trash. Because I want it to look really messy and chaotic. So I think this will be a really cute piece. I'll flesh it out more, but... And the chinchilla needs whiskers as well, and more TLC and more love to make him look chunkier and pudgier and fluffier. But I think this is a good start. I like this concept. I like the feel of it. I like the chaos of it. Notified of it, you of it late too. Dang. Well, I don't know what's going on with that. But I think this is a pretty successful stream tonight, folks. Got one completed image with Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles that I'll be posting to Instagram as soon as the stream ends, along with Zebra Cake Zebra. I will put in the same post. And then Chinchilla, I'll leave off the post because there's a lot of work that needs to be done yet. But this is a pretty good start. I'm feeling good about this one. I think it's going to turn out well. So with that, I'm going to put Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles up on the screen. And I think that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, I'm going to put Mr. Pudgy Sprinkles on the screen, and he and I are going to wish you all a very happy rest of your Saturday, rest of your weekend. And I will see you all next weekend for more cute animal food hybrids. Hope you all